Good morning and welcome to another episode of The Lazy Chef. We've got a real treat for you today. We're going to make breakfast, and this is one of my favorite things to eat. My friend Mike and I went fishing on Friday, and I got some fresh fish, so today we're going to make blackened fish and grits. Yum! Now the first thing that you need to do is get some water boiling. I use a cup of water, a little bit over, because you're going to lose some from steam. And then a quarter a cup, because the recipe for grits, for the quick cooking grits, which cook in about 5 minutes, is 4-to-1. So 1 cup, quarter cup of grits. Once they get boiling, then you just pour the grits in and keep them stirred on a low simmer till they're done. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start getting our fish ready. And I've got a nice little bowl here of speckled perch fillets. Up north they call them crappies, whatever you want to call them. But these are a delicious freshwater fish that have a season, and generally it's the winter months when it's cold and you can catch all you want. I also use the Zatarain's blackening because I like the taste of it. It's a little spicy, and so you can experiment around and try what you like. Frying pan. We'll need a little olive oil. I like the unfiltered. Just put a little in the pan. Set it back on the stove. We're going to take a paper plate. We're going to set our fish fillets in the paper plate, and we're going to cover the plate because that's how much fish we want to go with our grits. Alright, it looks like it's going to be about 5 of these. Now once your grits are done, you want to take a generous little dollop of butter, throw it in there. And then you want to put a nice little handful of grated cheddar cheese. Stir that in a little bit. And now all you want to do is just cover it up. And then you want to turn off the heat because you don't want it to scorch. Alright, we've got our frying pan with the olive oil back there on the stove getting heated up. We're going to take our Zatarain's seasoning and use the little holes, and we're going to sprinkle a generous amount on the fish. And we're going to do both sides of the fish. That's your standard treatment. Flip each fillet over. And like I said, you can use any kind of fish that you like. If you're one of those saltwater guys that'll only eat saltwater fish, then go for it. All fish is good. I'm a big lover of fish, especially the ones that I catch myself. So we got a generous little bit of our seasoning on there, and then we're going to go over here to the pan when it gets nice and hot, and we're going to throw these in. Alright, here's our pan getting nice and hot. And how do we know that it's getting nice and hot? Because the lazy chef likes his digital thermometer. 375 degrees. And that's about right. So we've got it on a medium heat. We want to keep it a little bit on the high side because you want it to kind of make a little bit of a crust on the fish with the blackening. That's part of the magic of blackening. Alright, we get all of these in there, and we're going to let them cook for a little while on this side, then we're going to flip them over. Alright, now that those are starting to look like they're cooking through on the edges, we're going to go ahead and flip them over to the other side. Now look at how nice and brown those spices have gotten. Oops, be careful. You want to be careful with fish. When you're flipping it like this, one side is still not cooked, so it's holding together good, but it's very flaky, and so it's going to fall apart if you try to flip it again. So right now, we're on the last flip. When this is ready, we're just going to plate it. Alright, it looks like our fish fillets are just about done. So we're going to open up our grits here. We've had them back here on the back burner. We're going to give them just a little bit of heat so that everything melts good and mixes together. We want our butter, our cheese, we want everything to mix up nice. Where I come from, they call this Georgia ice cream. So we're going to take this and we're going to put it right in the middle of the plate. Look at the steam coming off of there. Yeah, it's nice and warm and hot. Ah, yes. Now, a lot of people don't like grits, but I've served these to people that didn't like grits, and they said, "How did you make those grits?" Because I loved them. The secret is in the cheese and the butter. Oh, great. Now you just take your fish fillets and you throw them right out on top of it. Just like that. Oh, there you go. Now what do you think? That's a beautiful breakfast, and these are fresh caught fish from right here in Orlando, Florida, and cheese grits. The Lazy Chef, blackened speckled perch and cheese grits. Yum, yum.